All right, guys. Thanks for sticking through this with me. We're in the losers bracket. This is unfortunately the end of my Ribbit run. I do end up top 24. So, like I said in the beginning, I get another trophy next to my name. It's kind of unfortunate running into the number one top player here, James. Top 5 best players in the format for sure. Consistently number 1 ranked. And as Snack was just saying, this is a rematch. I, up until this point, was one of, 3 or 4 people who have a positive win-loss ratio against James.
Yes.
Because in Ribbit 1, when I first debuted my deck, I ran into James, and that was the first time anyone told me that you can't summon Gashilnadon without a level 3 tuner. So I made it all the way to that point in the tournament. And I still managed to win because the Gotham's Frogs version is a lot more redundant. And this version is a lot more streamlined. So let's see how this one plays out. Spoilers. I lose the die roll. So I believe my number one worst matchup is Blackwings. But I think post sideboard, Bayou is my worst matchup. So it's kind of important for me to win this first game. And my hand is okay. So this might already be a misplay for me. And I think I remember feeling like I should have just gone for it. So I was really upset drawing that poison draw. And I was like, well, even if I do something here, I'm going to have to go so minus. It's just going to make a sturdy board. And I don't think a sturdy board is going to really get me there. So I'm like, let's just go ahead and buy a turn. I know that's a Raikou. I was considering suiciding into it, but again, I was afraid of losing so much card advantage. I was like, he's not going to OTK me. He's going to hit me for, 4K like Bayou does. They always hit you 4K twice. So let me get my one free turn, get my +1 Treeborn, and combo from there because these poison draws are not helping me. And I think that was smart.
Get the Upstart, which is like a somewhat recent addition to James's deck.
Yeah.
In the charity tournament that I think he won. No, wrong. He came in second. I was like one of the first times that we saw the Upstarts in his deck.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a little bit more of a cushion there.
Yeah, but he still had a really nice turbo play here with a Sork, which I'd never seen before in this deck.
Yeah, it's pretty new too.
Wow. And what would you say this is?
Yeah, a James arc moment.
But yeah, this is really what I care about. Too. Yeah. None of this other stuff matters. None of this matters. This matters.
Yeah.
Look what I draw. Is this not a familiar sight? Is this not how I just barely missed? So I got top 32 in Ribbit 3. And the way I did it was I had triple Poison Draw Frog. I had double Poison Draw Frog. And then I used Moray of Greed and I drew into 3. So this isn't that, but this is extremely high stakes. Losing the die roll and hitting these poison draws. And look, using this dust shoot, damn. It was okay. I was gonna do stuff. It was gonna be bad, right, but it was gonna be something. And what this, he doesn't really have anything. This is gonna clear one of my dupes. No big deal. He can't break it.
And the thing is,
maybe he could have
waiting for you to bring back the Treeborn too, so you can banish it with Sork.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna do that no matter what. But yeah, for sure. Right. It was gonna be gone.
He commits you to it. Whereas if you flip the dust shoot before you, in draw phase or something, you might be like, okay, well, am I gonna leave this up for the Sork to banish, or I don't know.
Yeah. So he definitely did that right, which he always is going to do it right. And I was just saying, this Upstart is gonna give me exactly what I need, though. So it doesn't matter. He said, make sure you shuffle twice. I shuffled 20 times. I shuffled so many times. He's like, you're good. And yeah, this Upstart gets me a Beelzebub Frog. So this is the second worst possible draw. The other one being Death Frog. So that doesn't feel good. So look at this hand now. Before we could make plays. Before we could salvage with Swap Frog to get out of Substote. And this is why you just have to be bold. I wasn't respecting James the first time because I didn't know who he was. And this time, I might have still made this play if I didn't have so much respect for him, but maybe I should have taken my respect for this game and just gone balls to the wall. Because here I did not get any chance to do so. So we had to do some really dumb... Yeah, I know this isn't going to draw me a card. There's 0% chance... Yeah, because of Chaos Sorcerer, but... So here we're just stalling for a turn, and he had the Kai's follow-up, and then the Burial, but he doesn't even need it. Oh, because I drew garbage. I didn't even see what it was. We can go back if we care. All right, so this is game 2. What do we got? This is a brick. This is much worse than the first hand. The first hand we could do stuff. I wasn't thrilled about the first hand, but we could do stuff. But here it's actually nothing.
Oh.
So the only play we have is to set this or to set this. So let's just do what I was going to do the first time. Make this treeborn just do some work. Yeah. So this plays around everything. So this is obviously correct on his end. Wow.
Wow.
That feels horrible. So he's just going to make a Goyo because it doesn't matter what I set. He wants it. There's no card I could set that he wouldn't just want to take. The best possible thing would be for it to be a Dandelion that I could kill, right? But yeah, so now my follow-up doesn't even exist, so I couldn't even make the Death Frog, I don't know, maybe Swap Frog draw or something, but now I don't even have that. And I draw the Swap Frog. So, first of all, bunch of back row. We don't get anything. What I was going to do here was probably make a Brio and bounce this Goyo or something. I don't even know. Who knows what I was going to do.
What a back.
But we had combo stuff. We could discard this Fishborg for a Substitute. Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to salvage without getting that Fishborg blast, so we have to minus again by bouncing the swap. And we just go minus to hell, summon a bunch of Exodius, and hopefully it gets us somewhere. We're probably just going to make some sort of sturdy board. But, nah. No, we're not going to do that.
God, like what a back row. What?
Oh, right. No. I decided to stall for a turn. Right. I was way smarter than that. I normal summoned it to see if he had a freaking... I even asked Solomon, and he didn't do it. Obviously, you wouldn't do that, but... I normal summoned it first to send the Substode. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to special summon it now to get this Fishborg in the grave and to get my other Substode in the grave. And he has the Oppression. So that sucks. And here we have lag like crazy. So I lagged here for like a full minute. So he's like communicating something. But I was just pressing random buttons hoping something would happen. Which also might have made me mess up. Me lagging so hard for so long and then seeing that oppression at the very end of it. It might have... So I made a misplay here, right? So I probably should have just salvaged, get the Substode and the swap out.
Right.
He would be able to Kaiku get rid of the Fishborg, so it wouldn't have really made much of a difference. But I would have been able to do something. I would have been able to stabilize if I drew a Unifrog later. But really, just Goyo with oppression. This just won the game by itself. So he hits me with that Kaiku, and that's just the dirtiest Kaiku against me ever. Let me get rid of your 2 pieces.
Oh.
And now he's just beaten for game. Which, this isn't even pre, man. Like, the best way to play against Vayu Turbo as frogs is to, like, stop them from using deck dev, and the best way to stop them from using deck dev is to summon a swap and keep it so they can't summon a Sirocco, and to DD Crow their Vayus, so you turn off the 2 ways they can make a deck dev, other than, like, you know, summoning blind Kaises and stuff. But yeah, if you have Kaiku, not only is it good against frogs in general, but also it protects you from Crow, so you can summon the Kaiku and then do your stuff, because you're not getting crowed. So it's not pre at all, it's just freaking good.
Yeah, it's just a really good card.
So yeah,
especially in a meta full of like zombies and
right.
Vayu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Souls mains it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, slam the Caius, and I don't even want to show him what it is because it's a substitute. And then what does he show me? Look what he shows me: Solemn, and he flips up this deck dev. Yeah, bam.
Oh
Didn't stand a chance. This Kaiku
The
single-handedly
other
did it. Yeah.
The other oppression in hand too.
So, you know, you guys can say this deck's overpowered or whatever, but if you hate it, just play Vayu. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the end of my tournament. It's really unlikely and really unfortunate that my 2 losses were to the 2 single highest ranked people. They're not necessarily the 2 best people. There's a lot of best people. There's plenty of people that would have been like horrifying matchups. But I would prefer to run into insanely good people who are playing decks that don't hard counter me as well. I'll take hard counter players who have no idea what I'm doing. You know, give me a break here, guys.
Right, like James on Quick Draw. I think we already talked about this, but if you're on a slow deck, like maybe even Rognak on like a frog deck would have a hard time interacting with you. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he would use like pinpoint accuracy with his
For sure.
his discard traps, but yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be a
Everything
real
he
one.
did would be exactly the right thing to do, but there's
Yeah.
only so many things you can do when you play a deck that doesn't run that much back row or anything.
Exactly. But yeah, so I'm not disappointed. A little frustrated, but not disappointed. Like I said, I was sick. It came out of nowhere. But all in all, like topping again. So in the very least, even if I completely screw, I think I say this at the end of all of these videos. If I scrub out next time, it's not the end of the world because I did really well with my breakout deck, and this has been a really great Ribbit year.
Yeah.
And
And this was a tough tournament in general.
Yeah.
We only had one person who had topped any of the previous 4,
That's true.
and like I don't think anybody from like the major teams, the Disciples, Ring of Destruction, or us. Well, Housegear was the only one to
We had
top from
Housegear.
any of those teams. So
Yeah.
it was just a tough one. Lots of upsets and everything.
Yeah, a lot of and that's Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Like variance is
Yeah.
just all over the place. But yeah, thanks for coming out and here and doing this with me, guys. I appreciate you.
Of course.
And
Problem.
all right, that's it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Subscribe and stuff.